to order and ask if there's any declarations of interest. Seeing none, I will move to deputations. I do not have any listed on my agenda. Mr. Clerk, do you have anything?
No, I do not, Madam Mayor.
Thank you very much. Presentations, item D, I have none at this time. Mr. Clerk, do you have any at this time?
Also correct, Madam Mayor.
Thank you very much. And we are down to committee recommendations, item E, and this is to adopt the committee of the whole recommendations from the meeting held on February 19th, 2020. Could I have a mover and seconder, please? Councillor Persuccini, Councillor Morton. And are there any questions regarding this? Seeing none, all those in favor, and that's carried. Item F is adoption of minutes. We have a couple of sets of minutes here. The first one is adoption of the committee of the whole minutes from the meeting held on February 19th. I have a mover and a seconder, please. You'll move all three. Thank you very much. And Councillor Crothers will second those. So that would be 1, 2, and 3. Are there any questions on those items in front of us? Seeing none, all those in favor, and that's carried. Item G is correspondence for consideration. And the first one we have is correspondence from a resident of Manor Ridge Trail dated February 21st, 2020 regarding the town's motorized snow vehicle bylaw. I have a mover and a seconder, please. Councillor Persuccini, Councillor Foster, all those, any questions on this? Any comments from staff at this time? Seeing none, all those in favor, and that's carried. Item 2 is correspondence from T. Wagg, Chair of the Mount Albert Sports Day Committee, dated February 19th, 2020, regarding the 95th, annual Sports Day and Spring Fair schedule to take place on June 5th, June 6th, and June 7th. Could I have a mover and a seconder, please? Councillor Morton?
Certainly.
Okay, and Councillor Crone. Any questions on this? Seeing none, all those in favor, and that's carried. We are at reports, and that's pages 33 and 34. We have one report. It's Development Services Planning Branch Memo, Part Lot Control Exemption Bylaw for Andron Anchor Woods Limited. I have a mover and a seconder, please. Councillor Crone. Councillor Foster. Are there questions? Councillor Crothers.
I was hoping there'd be a presentation on this. I just wanted to get an idea of what was there before. Are the people I know it's going to be townhouses, but the people in the single detached on Forest Edge, are they aware that there's townhouses going in behind them, or were they told that there was going to be single detached? Just want to get a background on what the neighborhood's thinking.
Mr. Marino, please.
Certainly, through you, Madam Mayor. No, when this the Wingfoot subdivision was approved a number of years ago, the lotting was contemplated for the townhomes and the semis. So this part lot control is really just to allow for the division, but as part of the original public meeting related to the subdivision and zoning bylaw, this lotting, there was type of homes, the singles and the semis would have been clearly identified on the plan.
So why is this coming to us now and not been done at the same time as everything else was done?
So, through you, Madam Mayor, with semis and townhomes, the lotting on the plan of subdivision would be a larger block. In the instance of a townhouse block, would contain 6 units, but that would have been clearly identified early in the plan of subdivision. Once they construct under the Act, they need to submit a part lot control bylaw for council's approval to deal with establishing those common walls with semis and townhomes. So it's a standard practice. We'll be seeing a lot more of these moving forward as these towns and semis are under construction. It's just allowed the developer to actually legally create those units for the final transfer to the home purchaser.
Yeah.
If I could, just one more question.
Certainly.
Parking. We always have issues with parking. At what point can the developer assure us that there's going to be adequate parking? Right now, we just have the size of the lots, but at some point, the houses will be on there, and the type of garage, type of driveway, all that sort of thing. At what point is it appropriate to be asking questions about that?
Through you, Madam Mayor, in this instance, that would have been dealt with as part of the subdivision and the zoning bylaw. The parking rate would have been established, and the number of parking spaces would have been presented to council with respect to that plan of subdivision. I mean, moving forward, so in this instance, the minimum would have been 2 spaces per unit, typically 1 in the garage and 1 on the driveway. Moving forward, I do have direction from council to reevaluate our subdivision design and parking rates, and that'll be subject of a future report moving forward.
So, well, thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other questions? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? That's carried. Item I is resolutions. We have no resolutions at this time. Item J is bylaws. Could I have a mover and a seconder? Councillor Roy DiClemente, Councillor Foster. Any questions on this? Seeing none, all those in favor? And that's carried. We're at other business at this point. Do we have any other business before us at this time? Members of council? Members of staff? We'll move to item L, and that's confirming bylaw. Moved by Councillor Crone, seconded by Councillor Morton. Questions on that? All those in favor? That's carried. And an adjournment at 3:07, moved by Councillor Crothers, seconded by Councillor Roy DiClemente. All those in favor? And that's carried.